Good morning. We're going to try lesson 53 again because I guess it didn't upload last night. All right. In lesson 53, we're learning today about um, how we hallow God's name. I'm sorry, I totally forgot what you were learning about. How do we hallow God's name? Hallow kind of sounds like the word hollow, Hollow, but instead it's the word hallow with just one simple letter change, Hallow. When we hallow something, we make it holy. How do we hallow God's name? Hallowed means holy. So, how do we make God's name holy? Um, to to give you an example of this, and to kind of hopefully help you understand it, we're going to refer to um, Exodus chapter 3, verses 1 through 15. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll talk about it just for a second. Moses in the burning bush. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in the flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that the bush was on fire. It did not burn. Let me try that again. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why this bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is the holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And at this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the home of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. And now the city of the Israelites has reached me, and I have seen the way the Egyptians are oppressing them. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? And God said, I will be with you, and this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will all worship God on this mountain. Moses said to God, Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is the name? Then what shall I tell them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, Say to the Israelites, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, the name you shall call me from generation to generation. In that verse, in those verses, there are some important things about God there. First of all, God called to Moses from something kind of strange. He called to him from a burning bush. And it wasn't just any old burning bush. The thing was, this bush was burning, but it wasn't burning up. And when Moses saw this, he went over to the bush. He said, I have to go see what this thing is. I have to go see why this isn't burning. So he went over to the bush to see why it was burning. And when he did that, God said to him that he needed to take off his sandals because the ground he was walking on was hallowed ground. Now, a minute ago, I told you that hallowed means holy. So let's replace hallowed. The ground you are walking on is holy ground, is what God has said to him. And then um, God told Abraham, or God told Moses that he was to do this important thing, that he was to go to Egypt and get the Israelites and take them out of Egypt, out of their suffering. Moses said to him, um, first of all, why are you sending me? And he didn't think he could handle it. And God told him that he will be with him. He won't be alone. He will be with him the whole time. And then Moses' next question was, uh, um, what if people ask, what is his name? And God clearly tells him, I am who I am. And that's who what you are to tell them. I am has sent you. So God calls himself, I am, as he says, I am who I am. Now, when Moses asks who he is, and he said before he says, I am who I am, he also tells him, I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. So why does he do this? Well, he's telling Moses this. He's kind of referring to like important or um, special people that Moses knows, and then Moses realizes that this is really the true God in all of this. Okay, as God appears to him in this pillar, in this fire, which God has used a fire to show himself before. So God is showing him um, how holy he is. The ground is hallowed. God is holy. And we talked today about hallowing God's name as we do in the Lord's Prayer. Hallowed be thy name. So if we replace it, we're saying, holy be your name. Right? And God is showing himself as holy and telling Abraham or telling Moses that's who he is. I am who I am. I am holy. Okay. So we're going to go now to page 112 of lesson 53. We're just going to take care of that page for today. So take a second and turn to page 112 in your textbook if you haven't done that already. Pause the video if you need a minute to get your book and turn to that page. So now I'm on that page. At the top of your page is the heading Hallowed Ground. You see the burning bush there. There's the word hallowed, and it says hallowed equals. Well, hallowed, what does hallow mean? You're to fill in the word what hallowed means. Hallowed equals, fill in the blank with that word. Um, and then go down to more holy things. Hint as to what hallowed means. You have 5 pictures there. Things that are holy. God's Bible, the we see the picture of the dove, which stands for something. Holy Communion, see a heart, and it says Yahweh inside of it. Yahweh is a name for God. And we see a person with a cross, a heart with a cross in it on their chest. So what we need to do is fill in the missing words in 4 out of 5 of those. First one is the Holy Bible. That's God's blank. Fill in the blank. We have the dove that represents the holy blank. Fill in that blank. Holy Communion, it's already done for you. The bread, the wine, they're consecrated. Um, and God says these are holy things. They are his body, his blood. God himself, the name God is to be hallowed. God is holy. So God's holy blank. And the last one is God's holy blank. Well, it doesn't fit to be you there. God's holy you, that doesn't make sense. It's not just you, it's all of us. All of us. So think of a word that fits for all of us. It's a plural word. God's holy one. Right? Fill in those 5. And the other thing is you're going to go down to the word study God's name is? And no, the answer is not holy. What did God say he was in that passage from Exodus? God's name is blank. Fill those in. That's the only page we're going to do today. And when you're done, go back, go to your assignment. That's in religion here, and check your assignment real quick. It's your assignment is just going to tell me what you filled in those blanks. Okay, that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow and finish the rest of this lesson. God's blessings.